Hello world, welcome to the 83rd video on my channel where I'm building my own digital assistant named Shane, like Jarvis from the Iron Man movies and comics. For those who have subscribed to my channel and have been watching for the past couple months, you may have noticed I shaved, and that's because I had to go into work because I am in the US Air Force. And in just 2 weeks, I will be technically retired from the US Air Force after 21 years of service. And so after that, I'm hoping to find a non-government private sector job. So I need to work on my resume building skills. It's been about 10 to 15 years of reviewing resumes and hiring people, but I've never actually done a resume myself. And so leave a comment and tell me good luck. So that will mean a lot to me. And so in today's video, we're going to scrape a job description that I'm interested in, and then we're going to use a library called Python WordCloud to create a word cloud and find the most important words to use in the resume. This is especially important for companies using an applicant tracking system or ATS. You basically have to do search engine optimization on your own resume. And so the the applicant tracking systems look for the density of the words to match the resume to your job description. So for example, if you're trying to be a data scientist and you don't have the word data or scientist anywhere in your resume, it's probably not going to make it past the automated system. So that's what we're going to do. So there is this job position at a company called Ben Teller. It is a head of finance and controlling for North America. And as you can see, there's a job description here, right? Standard job description. And so what we're going to do is we're going to scrape this data using Beautiful Soup and then use this Python library WordCloud to create the word cloud. So let's check that out. So here we go. We're going to run this. Okay, so what it's done is it's made a little word cloud, and it has given me the most common words used on here. So here we go. Global, that's large because it's in large font. The company, Ben Teller. Head, so I'll need to be the head of something. Finance, and then you can see a little lower. Division, functional, collaboration. So this is just a word cloud, right? That's very common, and this library creates them for you. And these are the words in the larger fonts that I need to ensure I have in my resume. So let's close out of that. Okay, so let's jump into the code real quick. This is quick. So first you'll need to import requests. That's the standard library item for Python. If you haven't already, we've used this several times on my channel, but pip install bs4. That way you can, from bs4, import Beautiful Soup with B and S capitalized. Then you'll need to pip install WordCloud. And from WordCloud, you'll import WordCloud with capital W, capital C. And then we're going to use a library called matplotlib. I've used this extensively on my channel, but you'll need to pip install matplotlib for that. We're going to use the pyplot, so import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do after our input statements is we're going to get the job description data. So the URL I just showed you is right here. Then we're going to request that data and get the text and store it in this variable called HTML text. Request.get, we're going to pass it this URL. And then we're going to parse that into Beautiful Soup. So we have this variable called soup equals Beautiful Soup with a capital B and S. We're going to pass it this HTML text, and we're going to use the HTML.parser. Alright, and then you can print that. You can just print soup, and you'll see all the data. And in the data, I saw that I want just the job description. So we're going to go soup, which we defined up here, dot find. And then first we're going to look in all the spans. So if you're not familiar with HTML, you need to research that. But basically, the data I need is in the span. And then it's in a class called job description. And then we're going to replace any line breaks with just a space. Because WordCloud looks for all the words, it looks for a massive string with just spaces in between. So we can see that if we wanted to, see just what the job description looks like. Okay, and so let's just print this job description. Alright, so this is just one long job description with no line breaks. It's all on this same line. And you'll need that to pass into the WordCloud method. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Okay, now that we have a big long string, now we're going to create the word cloud. So first I'm calling this a resume cloud. You can call it whatever you want. Equals word cloud. That's a capital W and C. So you need to do two things to get rid of stop words, right? And so that's words. Stop words are things in our natural language like in, with, a, and, because those words you don't need in your resume. That's not what the automated systems are looking for. And you also need to get rid of collocations. So in collaboration with, right? You want to get rid of all of the in and with. So you don't want the stop words to think those are part of it. And so when you create your own word cloud, what I recommend is collocations equals false, stop words equals none. So what does that mean? And here's a list. If you go to the library, now I don't recommend beginners going into your own libraries to adjust anything, because usually PyCharm will give you a warning like, are you sure you want to go into this library and make any changes? So if you went to the WordCloud library, and I can't find it right now. But yeah, I can't find the WordCloud one. That's the Twitter, Pandas, Pygame. Let's close that. TUVW. Okay, WordCloud. There is this file right here called stop words, and it looks like this. So here's a list of all the stop words. So if you put in here collocations equals false, that means even if it's co-located a stop word, it'll still get rid of it, which you want. And then stop words equals none, which is the default. And if you put this none, it automatically uses this right here. You can create your own stop words list and pass it if you wanted to. Background color is a string of white. Max words is 100. The font size was 75. The random state, you can adjust these. So if I were going to professionally make a word cloud for somebody, I probably wouldn't use this random state, because you see how it has words right here in between. Some of this is weird to me. I don't really like the random state of it. And then dot generate. Then you're going to pass it a string called job description. If it's anything else but a group of strings separated by a space, you're going to get an error. So just realize that if you get any error on this line right here regarding that it has to be a string, then you need to go back up here and figure out how to make it a better string. Then we're going to go into matplotlib and do plt, which we defined up here. We're going to set the figure size We want to show an image. That's what IMShow is. And we're going to pass it this resume cloud. Then we're going to turn off the axis because you don't want a axis on this, right? That's not what a word cloud is. And then we're going to show it. You could save it if you want to, but I don't want to do that. And then that's it. That's all the code. So it's actually using several libraries to do something kind of simple. We can make these into functions and go and iterate through several job descriptions if we wanted to. That's an option. So this is pretty powerful, but I just wanted to show this off. We've also done another automated job searching where I went to different sites and also used Beautiful Soup to just take the titles of the jobs. And if I was interested in those, I could also pull the links, pass it here, pass the job description, and create word clouds for each one. So that's another example of what you could do. I'll leave a link to that video in the description. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe, like this video, and wish me luck in the comments below. Thanks. Goodbye, world.